Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have interacted with a lot of people that I'm genuinely curious how they get along in life. Like, do people tie their shoes for them? Do are they driven places? Because surely some of these people should not be piloting automobiles. Oh, I guess the first one we'll talk about was Crab Lady. No, this lady was not a crab. Crab people, not one of those. But this interaction, oh, we'll just talk about it. We'll just talk about it. So everything's going great, you know? I'm waiting tables, as you know, most young men do. I don't say most. I'm sure people have like real jobs. They don't just run around and, talk shit for a living. Anyway, back to what we were saying. This lady, first off, if y'all ask a question about something, you need to use more words than just the subject of that question. So we're at a restaurant, like I said. This lady looks at me and says, "The crab." That's all you giving me, lady? Like, what if you were to just walk into J.C. Penney's and be like, "Pants"? How uncomfortable would that employee be? What? Do you need pants? Are you talking about your pants? Their pants right there? So yeah, lady just says, "Crab." I couldn't even not say it. What would you like to know about the crab? Well, what you got? Well, at this point, you could say, how about you read this thing in front of you? Restaurants have them. They fold sometimes and have all of the food written out on them with prices. Oh, menus. That's what they're called. I figured, hey, at this point, she's at least using words. She's communicating a sentence that is like, here's the thing I saw. Cool. So I go in. I go in deep too. I talk about all the different, stuffed crab. You got the crab legs. You got blue crab. You got soft shell crab. You got this. I was like Bubba Gump, but with types of crab. And she's like, "Oh, cool. That's neat. Oh, that's a lot of cool stuff there." I'm like, "Hey, yeah, killing the game so far." Then she asks about something entirely different. She orders a plate. She has a boarding plate rather. After she asks me about it, which is just different types of crawfish. So I explain the types of crawfish on that plate. She orders that plate, and I think everything's going well. Till I check on them just a little bit later. She says to me, "Joe, I was kind of mad at you for a second because I didn't get any crab on my plate. But then my friends told me not to be mad at Joe. He didn't know." Yes, clearly. Clearly. Because you never asked for any crab. You just said a word. I explained things to do with that a word. And then you ordered something entirely different. And not only was she mad. No. This was like the third time I checked on her. And she was like, it's fine. Yeah, totally, everything's fine. Meanwhile, she's sitting there steaming. That I didn't just make up something, that just put it on there. I think I'm going to start doing that. People are going to order things. I'm like, yeah, you said that. No, you said that. I think you're going to like this, though. That's not what so she's mad at me. No, she's harboring a grudge because I checked on her. Because I didn't just make something up. And not only did she harbor that grudge, her friends had to tell her that it wasn't my fault. Someone had to tell this woman that it is not my fault that I did not give her something she did not ask for. What? What? That's how I'm talking. How many interactions has she had in her life? How many grudges does she still hold because she thinks somebody wronged her when words were never said? And it's like I said earlier, how do these people get around? There's no way she could have mapped out a restaurant. It's that's a lot of words on there. What if she can't read? Oh no, what if that's a thing? What if she's like, I thought we talked about crab, and I picked that one, and actually, I'm convinced a lot of people that go out to restaurants can't read. Slight aside, but I feel like it's relevant. So a friend of mine, similar gig, she was doing her things, waiting tables, and somebody hit her with that same question. Well, no, it wasn't that question. It was one of my favorite variations. So what's like the most popular fish ever? Maybe catfish, maybe salmon. Let's call it salmon. Because everybody has like 100 salmons on their menu. This guy was like, I'll have the salmon. Which one would you like? The Atlantic salmon. They all clearly come from the same place. We don't just go around the world for different types of salmon. She's still doing great. She said, well, which one would you like? And she listed all the different, or she even pointed to him at the menu. We can do this one. Did you want this one? Did you want this one? Still a reasonable way to come about this conversation. Well, that man got so angry. He had to go complain. She just made me feel so stupid. Well, bro, yeah, I think she was a lot nicer than I would have been. I'll have a thing on here. Not gonna tell you which one. Anyway, let's get back. So I guess the crab lady's no longer mad at me for just, making things up. It's time to pay. I'm thinking, cool, let's get these jokers out of here, because I can't deal with this right now. Not here, not now. When we go to split the bill up. And things just get weird. Now, old crab lady, she said, I want to pay part card and part cash. Still not a big deal. But I want to pay part of their tab too. Still not a big deal. Now she doesn't want to pay half their tab. She doesn't pay, $20 of their tab. She gives me like a specific number that she needs to use a credit card to pay for. So I just get to do the math myself. Oh, mental math, not that hard. We'll do like 40 other things. Oh, also, keep processing this payment as I'm about to tell you. Then she gets to part of her tab. She needs to pay part cash, which looks like just an amount of money she had pulled out of her purse. It's like there were like bits of string and like buttons. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then she has to use a different card to pay for the rest of that. Like, I'm fairly confident she was like at her max, and she was like, okay, so we need to do $17.34 on this card on that one. I have $12.84 cash here to put on this one. Well, this card should be good for the rest of that one, I hope. And so yeah, this one lady has like 7 different types of payments to be done. Still I get it. Good at my job. It's just a waiter. Yeah, I know. I get it. Big fish, little pond. Whatever. I'm still rocking it. So I get that all done. Next, this man, he may even, now that I think about it, he may be the biggest part of this story. He plays a small role, but what he did to just my mind and my confidence in people just baffles me. This man looked me right in the eyes and said, Joe, how do I leave a cash tip? What? How do you leave a cash tip? Here's what you do. You just let go. You're at a place, just quit holding on to the money in your hand. That's all you got to do. Literally all of it. So I looked at this man. This is a real interaction. I said, sir, just close the book. Set it right down there on the table. Oh, hey, thanks, Joe. Like, he really needed me to tell him that. Anyway, I don't know. I try to be mad at people, but I'm just scared for them. Like, I hope they made it home. Like, I hope they have, like, I don't know, babysitters and stuff. If not, oh, jeez. Good luck to them.